Here are the only money methods to focus on this week in GTA Online. This week, the event is shorter due to the new DLC dropping on December 9th, so it is well worth completing some of these different things before this date. This event was also a continuation for the most part from last week, so yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and let's get into the video. For the first money method, we have to look at the Superyacht life missions, and just like last week, these things will still have that massive 5x bonus. So it is well worth still doing these things all the way up until the new DLC drops in roughly about 4 days time from this video. I also do believe that the yachts do still have that discount. However, I am quite unsure if it is a 40% one or a 30% discount. All of the Black Friday ones have gone, but the yachts still seem to have a discount, which is really nice if you wanted to play these. Now, in terms of my favorite Superyacht life mission, I think it just has to be D-Day for me. Out of the ones that I have already played, I think this is really simple. It does not take too long to complete either, but just remember with contact missions, the longer that you wait before completing them, the more payout you will get. For example, the D-Day mission takes roughly around 10 minutes to complete because you will have to use one of these submarines, which by the way are extremely slow, and then when you get to the yacht, you have to eliminate the boss, escape the area, and the contact mission is completed. Before leaving the area, this is where you guys could potentially wait just a little bit longer, up to 15 minutes in total, to really get the maximum payout. Now, like I said, I roughly took around 10 minutes to complete this, and the payout I still got was $144,000, which honestly is really good, but kind of expected with that 5x bonus. At this point, you can really just rinse and repeat them if you really want to. I know a lot of people have really got bored of these things, because of course we had them last week, but for this type of money, it is really nice, especially when you have different things in the background making you money as well. For example, your Acid Lab, Bunker, MC businesses potentially, or even just waiting for a heist cooldown. Altogether, a great solo money method. Now again, very similar to last week, we also have the FIB Priority File paying out 4x money and RP. So again, not really too much to be said on the FIB Priority File. It is also the exact same one as well, the Fine Art File. If you purchased the Garment Factory last week with the Black Friday discounts, this is something that you definitely want to do before December 9th. I mean, making $1.2 million is honestly just so good, and the file itself really does not take too long. It is probably the quickest overall FIB file. 3 setup missions which are really simple, and the finale. Unfortunately, if you guys have never done an FIB file before, how they work is really straightforward as well. The FIB priority file can only be done 1 time per week, whereas the other standard files with just the standard money can be rinsed and repeated. But yeah, for this type of payout, it is 100% worthwhile. Even though it is a complete repeat from the last week, it will still be a really nice thing you can do. I also do believe that if you guys have a second GTA Online character and you purchase the Garment Factory on that character as well, you will technically be able to play it twice, transfer the money into your bank account to have access to it on your main character. I would definitely recommend that because you can also do the same thing with things like the KO Breaker heist, Clucking Bell raid, and other things like this. In the finale, you will see that I did manage to complete all of the bonus challenges, and if you also do this, it will get you an additional $50,000. I think this is well worth doing because just remember this FIB file and all of the other files will have a $20,000 setup fee, so completing the bonuses essentially pays the file itself. For the Fine Arts file, if you enter the penthouse undetected, which is really straightforward, just use a suppressed weapon and stay out of the guard's cones of vision. That will be the first bonus completed. If you flick the switch in 60 seconds, that will be another challenge completed as well. The switch is on this table right here, and then if you take all of the cabinet contents, that will be the last bonus challenge. I prefer to go into first person, collect the left and right cabinets first, and then the primary target in front. I feel like this just gives you more time to exit the cabinet area before the gas comes in. And just like that, instead of making the standard $1.2 million, you should be able to make roughly around just under $1.3 million. So yeah, definitely give this one a go if you guys have the Garment Factory. Even if you do not have the Garment Factory, I would still probably recommend buying one, especially for future events. The next money method that I would also suggest doing will be the Salvage robberies. Now, quite similar to the FIB priority file, you will need to have the Salvage to do this, but I still think it is well worth getting. Such a great investment for event weeks. The Salvage robberies this week are all standard tier vehicles just like the last event, and yes, they are exactly the same ones. So if you did manage to complete them last week, you should be able to do the exact same ones again, make a really nice amount of cash, and then move over to things like the Superyacht life missions or heists. But just remember, the Salvage Yard robberies do take quite a long time to complete because there is just so many different setups. And for me at least, I always seem to get burnt out after doing 1 or 2 of them. So if anything, I would definitely recommend picking the highest value vehicle first and slowly working your way down. The final money method that I would also suggest doing is probably one of the most standard ones. It will just be the time trials. The time trials will also be in the exact same places as the last week. So the standard time trial you can find right here at Del Perro Pier. And the HSW time trial is just right next to this. Unfortunately, for me at least, it has not shown up on the map. But if you guys do play on this HSW version of GTA Online, you should be able to see it right here. Always worth doing the time trials every week if you can. It is still some really nice additional cash. So to now give a summary of all of these money methods and maybe even rank them, I genuinely think the order that I have them in the video would be the exact ranking I would put them in as well. I think the Superyacht life missions just have to be in the first spot because of course they can be done completely solo and they are also repeatable, and on top of that they can also level you up fast if you don't really care about the money. However, they can potentially get boring after continuously doing them. The FIB Priority File just has to be in the second spot, although it is just a one-time thing this week, just like last week. That massive 4 times money and the huge payout with it still makes it an absolutely worthwhile thing to do. The weekly challenge is also actually tied into this, which I did forget to mention. Just complete 2 FIB files this week, so complete the priority one and just any other, and that will be an extra $100,000. And of course the last 2 money methods, Salvage Yard robberies and time trials, always worth completing whenever you get the chance every single week. So yeah, definitely make sure to take advantage of at least the first 2 money methods if you can before the new Mansions DLC dropping on December 9th. Like I already mentioned at the start of this video, this event week will not be a full length event. It is more of a half week, so it sort of makes sense why Rockstar did not fully change everything, give us different bonuses and things like that. I do still think this event is still really nice in terms of the bonus money carrying over. I think also if I was to pick out one money method this week and really just focus on it, it would just have to be the Superyacht life missions, because there is multiple of these things. Even if you just continuously play the D-Day mission and eventually burn out from playing it, you can just switch over to a different one and potentially have a lot more fun. I'm sure you guys have already played a ton of the Superyacht life missions last week, so if you guys have any tips on these missions specifically, maybe you have found one of the better ones to play through, or a certain strategy which makes it extremely easy, make sure to leave a comment below. But yeah, I'm also intrigued to hear what you guys think about these methods. Have you done this FIB priority file yet? And how much have you made in total saved up for the Mansions DLC on December 9th? Leave a comment below. But yeah guys, that will really wrap it up for this video. If you went on to enjoy this or found it useful in any way, shape or form, leave a like on this video. I always do appreciate the support. And if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.